the advice that I give them is, if you're going to make music and you are passionate about it, make the music that you need to make, and don't just make the music that you think you should be making because it will fit into somebody else's cookie cutter mold, because then it won't be authentic. And there may well come a point where you sit there and think, but I really wanted to make this over here, and I ended up doing that to be commercially successful or to do what the label wanted, and it's not working for me, for starters. Labels that will specialize in just one genre, it's really good on the one hand because it's brilliant for creating and fulfilling a brand and building a community because people know what they're going to get. But sometimes you need to just be flexible enough.
Be yourself as well.
And, it's like, if you're a drum and bass label, you can release garage records as well, or you can release some hip hop, or you can release a grime record or whatever, because it's not like everybody that listens to that genre is going to go, ooh, what is this garage that you're throwing in? There are intersections in terms of fan bases, and they're actually, I think, broadening out now.
Well, you get a lot of sub-labels, don't you, as well? That's obviously where a lot of that sort of diversity comes into
exactly
place.
And that's a brilliant idea. Rather than turning something down because it's not quite what you do, then think about whether you can create a home for it. Remarkable hasn't ever got big enough to do that, but from the start... From the start, we were like, okay, so the mission is dance and electronic music, but if we find something that isn't in that vein and we really believe in it and we really want to work on it, then we will have sub brands to be able to accommodate working with great music at the end of the day, and not just closing the door on it. And I know more labels are doing that, and labels have historically done that. Going back to the major label side of things, I think that there are labels who used to have a really good brand and identity and then lost it along the way when they did start diversifying much that, Island Records is a good example because, Island Records, if you spoke to people in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Island was about reggae primarily, but then, and it had sort of adjacent music that sort of fitted, like folk and reggae.